My next inductee is my friend from the Bronx. Debbie Giussoni is an author of several wonderful books, including The Goddess of Happiness. Please give her a warm hand, Miss Debbie Giussoni.
It's actually the Bronx, not the Bronx. I've never been in a room where everybody is so happy, and it's all because of Mike. Thank you, Mike. But here's the big question. What happens tomorrow and the next day and the next day? And how do you keep the happiness going and keep the spirit going? And the answer I found through my personal experience is to simply get high. The reaction. Okay, now I know which one of you are thinking, I knew that was the secret, I just knew it. Well, don't get too excited. I'm not talking about getting high on drugs. I'm talking about a personal mantra that I use to get high on drugs. No, to stay happy and be happy all the time. And it's an acronym, actually, and the first letter stands for humor. I don't know about you, but I know that no matter how horrible a situation is, you can always find some isolated moments that are funny by themselves. Whenever reporters ask me, what was the single most important thing that got you through a very tragic time in my life when I lost 4 family members in 4 years, one from suicide? And I always default to humor because I know that it works and it's so powerful. Luckily, I came from, as Mike, a very funny family. I think it's this immigrant experience, maybe. My mother came here from Italy when she was 13 years old. And she was the quintessential, melodramatic, always dying of something Italian mother. She was dying of something years before she was really dying of something, if you know what I mean. And she came here and settled in Brooklyn. Anyone from Brooklyn? Bronx, Brooklyn people? I know a few of you are. Well, she had this accent, Brooklyn, Italian, American, and she would just make up her own phrases when she really didn't know what she was talking about. In fact, she once told someone she quit smoking cold duck. Yeah, that's what I grew up with. Yeah, cold duck. So when she got a brain tumor and suffered for 10 years, chronically ill in and out of hospitals, we still found some very isolated moments to laugh about, and that's what really got us through this time. So it was no surprise to me that the biggest laugh I got was at her funeral. Well, actually at the wake. I remember walking up to the coffin with my sister, and my mother was all decked out, as she requested, in her gown and her red hair all poofed up and her signature red lipstick, and she had these very full lips, and she was a very beautiful woman. And I looked down at the coffin, and I noticed that I don't know what the mortician does to the body to make it look real, but her lips were slightly upturned on the corners. And I immediately turned to my sister and I said, she looks like the Joker in Batman. And my sister started giggling, and I started giggling. And then I sat down, and the priest was giving the eulogy, and he kept mispronouncing her name over and over again. Her name was Vita, V-I-T-A. It means life in Italian. And he kept calling her Vita, 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 Vita. And all of a sudden, I felt like I was in this surreal environment, like I was in a skit in Saturday Night Live. And I started laughing uncontrollably. Has that ever happened to you? And I was putting a tissue over my face, and I'm laughing, I'm laughing, I'm laughing. But let me tell you, by the time the priest was done, I was done, and I felt fantastic. I wasn't embarrassed, I wasn't guilty, I felt great. And no one ever mentioned a word about it to me, which was even better. So that is the power of humor. The second letter in HI is I, which stands for me to stand for inner awareness. When you truly know yourself inside, you get to know this incredible shining light that you are, that we all are. It's like the Earth, Wind, Fire song, you know, you're shining light no matter who you are. I used to have that on my cell phone. For anyone who called, that song would come on, your shining light no matter who you are. And when you get to that point, you get to a point of self-love as well. And when you get to a point of self-love, guess what? You can be happy no matter what's happening around you. It's like being in the eye of a hurricane. You have all this calmness around me. And I found that for me to get to that place, meditation, learning meditation helped. And I did that about 15 years ago after I left my high-tech, high-stress corporate executive job. And I started learning how to meditate. Although it doesn't have to be meditation. It could be prayer. It could be being in nature. It could be being with friends, listening to music, playing sports. Whatever quiets your mind and gets rid of the outside distractions can help you there. G in high stands for gratitude. We spend an awful lot of time in life wanting what other people have instead of being grateful for what we have. I learned that other people's lives and what they have are really none of my friggin' business, okay? I'm from the Bronx, so I can say that. And what I also found is that no matter how bad a day I'm having, no matter how bad a week I'm having, no matter how bad a year I'm having, there's still something to be grateful for. And when you really look for that thing to be grateful for, you will find more things to be grateful for and more things. And every night you should make that list up. There's always something to be grateful for, and it keeps you in the present moment, which also enhances happiness. The last letter stands for health. This is about physical health. I've always been a person who's always been involved in exercise all my life and nutrition, and I think part of the reason for that is because I love food. I love to eat, I love to cook, I love to serve food, I love everything about food. But shouldn't we all want to know about nutrition and exercise? I mean, we have this one body in our lifetime. And sure, you know, you can, and this is our vehicle, right? And you can replace some parts, a knee, a hip here, maybe even a heart, right? But you really can't trade it in for a new model like you can your car, right? You only have one chance. So why wouldn't you then, at least most of the time, learn a little bit about how to take care of your body and respect your body, eat good food, exercise, move around? I mean, the chances of you getting sick or ill or depressed, and there's plenty of studies that show that by not taking care of your body are pretty high. So why even take that chance when you can actually control that and increase your health and happiness by making some simple lifestyle changes? And I don't mean that you have to be a competitive athlete like some of the people in this room, nor do you have to give up pasta. Where's Michael Chiarello? I know he's in here somewhere. Okay, I eat pasta. I love it. Everything in moderation, right? So that's my high acronym, my personal mantra. But you know what? I don't really like getting high just one time. I'm the kind of person that likes multiple highs. How about you? Yeah? Okay. So multiples, anybody? And multiples? Okay. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, let's add an S to high. And one of the speakers talked about this, and let's make that S stand for service, right? The best way to get happy, really, is to make other people happy. You know, we're not meant to live life alone. We have to really be out there. And this is what Mike's doing. Where's Mike? This is what Mike's doing here at the Happiness Hall of Fame. And this is what each and every one of us can do every moment of our life with everybody that we encounter by treating people with kindness and compassion. There's a billboard in my neighborhood on a bus stop that says, kindness has 0 calories. There you have it, service and health right there. Kindness has 0 calories, right? So tomorrow, whether it's the store clerk you met for the first time or your husband or wife or partner that you've had for 20 years, do something or say something nice for that person. It's those connections you have with other people that actually give your life meaning and purpose. And that's what we need for long-term happiness tomorrow and the next day and the next day, as I started out saying. So do something, say something nice for someone, even if it's a stranger. And I guarantee they will feel great, but you will feel a hell of a lot better. Thank you, and be happy, everybody.